Yeah, welcome back. It's another edition of Weighted to Win. Racing takes us to Turffontein, and we're looking forward to the Sunday meeting. Just another reminder about our social media platforms. It's up on your screen. Please engage with us. Let's hope that Saturday afternoon out at Hollywood Bets Greyville treated you well, and we can lead into this Sunday and try and find a few winners to set us up for the week ahead. All right, so we're going to dive into race number 2. The market for the 4racing.tv juvenile plate for fillies has your favourite as number 10 Woman of Fame at 5-2, the 1 Rose Tinted 3-1, it's 11-2 and better bar those. Darren, what do we like over here? This was Woman of Fame. We've been for a number of times, so we're going to go one last chance.
She's got to be a serious runner in this lineup, but last time out, I mean, she found nothing in the closing stages. And I'm not too sure what to think of her chances here, but she's got to be a serious runner. I thought Rose Tinted with the 2.5 kilos apprentice allowance brings her in with a massive shot here. Last time out behind Heirloom, she had Stormy Choice behind her, and she's 2.5 kilos better off with Stormy Choice. So 1, 8, and 10 to fight it out.
Yeah, look, like I was saying, I'm not sure what to do with this horse, Woman of Fame, because we've been for her a number of times and she just keeps disappointing. Last one, I see Champimpi and Sugary Sweet ran in front of her. They were disappointing on Thursday out at Turffontein. Daryl, what do you make of this race?
That's a big concern because she is my clear-cut choice, but when I saw those two horses not hit the board yesterday at Turffontein, I've now got my doubts. You know, Brandon, last time out, when Woman of Fame ran, I bankered Red Hot Rose in the bar pot. And after they moved down to the start in the canter post, I said I could be in trouble because Red Hot Rose took a hold of the bit, and this filly looked outstanding moving to the post. I have to say she's much better than that effort. I can't believe she ran so far below par. So I am, as Mark the Cox horse, give me another chance.
Yeah.
I am giving her another chance. So she's my top pick. Number 7, Moving In. Fair debut. We know what Cullen and Blue's done since then. We don't know what Miss Shivy's done. She represents that form. But you know, she's got that outside bank up Turffontein straight at the moment. That's the place you want to be, open for improvement. So 7 and 10 in the opening leg of the bar pot.
Yeah, again, I think there's one or two horses that are going to improve, there's no doubt. So let's see what we're doing in terms of selections over here for race number 2. The bar pot, Darren Burrows gone 1, 8 and 10, so he's chucked in number 1 Rose Tinted. The 8 horse, that would be Stormy Choice, and the 10 Woman of Fame by 1, 2, 3 and 4, by Banker 10, by 3, 5 and 12, by 1, 2 and 4, by Banker 1. Spend is 108 Rand. It's going to be a good race to watch. It's off at 12:20 and it's up the straight. Obviously being the 1160 meters, we're on the stand side track. Daryl Marie's gone 7 and 10 in the first leg, so he's not going to include number 1 Rose Tinted. He's gone with the 7 Moving In and the 10 Woman of Fame by 3 and 4, by 1, 6 and 10, by 3 and 12, by 1, 2, 3, 6 and 9, by 1 and 2, and that's going to cost you 240 Rand. Right, it's the first leg of the place accumulated. Starts now in race number 3. It's the Racing 240 for Racing for You Progress plate. It's over 1,800 meters. The market I last checked had Laguna Verde as your 5-2 favorite. That's still the case. 2 Pyromaniac 3-1, 6 Raffles 3-1, 1 Profit 4-1, and it's 13-2. About Argo Alley, you can get 14-1 and better bar those. The only other horse that we would need to talk about is Diesel and Dust, who's at 14-1. So small field, but I'm going to go to Daryl Marie first over here. Switch it up a little bit because the whole week Daryl's been in my ear about a certain horse called Argo Alley, and he's very upset. And I'm going to go to him and see what happened. Daryl, you weren't happy. I know that you're certainly still not happy, and you want to get your money back.
Yeah, and I'm even more unhappy because this horse is now contesting a race where he's out at the weights. I was hoping to see him either in a handicap or a race where he was favorably treated at the weights. That's Argo Alley. But unfortunately, he now bumps a field badly in of here. I just want to know, Brandon, did you see his later start?
I did.
Argo Alley. What did you make of it? Because You know, at midnight I was refreshing for the Starps report to come up, refreshing to see what actually happened. Honestly, I thought there was something wrong with the jockey. I thought maybe he hit his arm coming out the pins because there was no assistance from the saddle. There was none whatsoever. So I thought something went wrong, but I read that the horse was hanging in. So, did you see the race?
I did. I certainly did. Like I say, I mean, I didn't really spend too much time on it, but
Yeah.
I know you're very unhappy, and
Yeah.
it concerns me.
Go watch the replay. Well, that's all I can say to the viewers is go watch the replay. He's much better than that run. I really think he's going to go well despite being out at the weights. Laguna Verde back on the stand-side track. He's weighted to win over here. I think 3 and 4 will fight it out. Argo Ali, despite being out at the weight, could be the one to be with from what I saw in his last start. So 3 from 4, Brandon.
All right. Yeah. I mean, Daryl's not a happy man, and it obviously takes a lot to upset Daryl. So Argo Ali, probably a horse that we need to follow in this particular race. Let's go to Darren Burrows. Darren, what do you make of this particular race? I mean, Argo Ali, 13-2. There's a bit of value over there. Laguna Verde, I've also been for a number of times. And is this horse a need to beat?
Well, I've already had a bet on Argo Ali, and we're recording on Friday already. Now, this horse, he's got tons of ability. And you know, he's a half brother to, or a full brother to Dance Class, I think a half brother. She stayed 2,600 meters. This horse is crying out for the trip. He's had the 2 comeback runs as a gelding over short distances. And I think he's great value at around 6 or 7-1 in the betting. Now, you've got to give respect to Pyromaniac. The stable is in cracking form. He's a good horse. Gavin Larina's ridden him once. I think he ran second in the Guineas on him. So he gets on well with him. He switches him off beautifully. Laguna Verde, he's got a mind of his own. Like Craig Zaki said before his last start, if Laguna Verde rocks up at the races, he'll win. But he disappointed once again. Profit, I'm not sure he gets 1,800 meters, but it has to be a factor.
So it's a trappy race. We're going to dive straight into those PAs. Let's see what Darren Burrows has gone. He's gone 2 and 3. So Pyromaniac and 3 Argo Ali in the first leg of the PA by 1 and 10, by 3, 5 and 12, by 1 and 2, by Banker 1, by 2, 5 and 8, by 1, 4, 5, 6 and 8. And that's going to cost you 360 Rand. It's over 1,800 meters. Please make sure you're on before 12:55. And then we're going to have a look at Daryl Marie's PA. He's gone 3 and 4. So Argo Ali and Laguna Verde in the first leg by 1, 6 and 10, by 3 and 12, by 1 and 3, by Banker 1, by 3, 5 and 8, by 1, 2, 4 and 9. And that's going to cost you 288 Rand. So we move along to race number 4. This is going to be the first leg of the pick 6. It's the Play the Soccer 6, 10 and 13 maiden plate. It's over 1,400 meters, and the market at the moment has Archimedes number 1 as your 22-10 favorite. Number 10, Yoma Sunshine's at 7-2, and it's 5-1 and better bar those. We'll go back to Darren Burrows on the line. Darren, Archimedes, your 22-10 favorites. Yoma Sunshine's interesting now, stepping up in trip.
I like Yoma Sunshine quite a lot here, Brandon. On debut, he was eye-catching behind runners. He only got into the race very late. Last time out, they dropped him back to 1,000 meters, which I don't think was the right move. I think he's crying out for the 14, maybe a mile in time to come. The only concern could be the draw, but I think they're going to give him a chance. That long run-in, I think he's going to take a lot of beating. I only went the 1 and 10 in the exotics. I thought Archimedes, I'm still waiting for Archimedes to drop back to 1,200 meters because his Dan Bellotta Flash was a 1,000-meter specialist.
All right, yeah, I mean, there's many punters that have obviously been waiting for this horse, Yoma Sunshine, to come out again, number 10, and steps up in trip. Gavin Larina's been booked to ride. Now that Daryl's calmed down a little bit, let's see if we can try and get something out of him. Daryl, what do you like over here?
I like Yoma Sunshine. You have to be impressed with these 2 starts to date. Like Darren touched on, the fact that they dropped him to 1,000 last time out wasn't in his favor whatsoever. If I knew this was fit and well after his short rest, I'd say to the viewers, go have a nice bet on him. But I don't know his well-being. I'm not too concerned about the draw, Brandon. He tends to drop out. But this horse could certainly be head and shoulders above what he meets over here. So all I can say is follow the betting closer to race time. If there's support for him, I really expect him to get the job done. A horse like number 6, Privileger, he came to the track with a bit of a reputation. He's had his issues, but now he's having his third run in a short space of time. So that tells me that he's over those issues now and he's in a good space. They've put the blinkers on. I think you can see further improvement from him. Archimedes, Keegan DeMelo from a good draw, strip fitter. Just watch him. He tends to sweat up terribly. So that's very off-putting. If you're on my Sunshine's fit and ready and well and expected to run a forward race, I think he'll take a power beating. Second base is half brothers in here. Number 9, Total Surrender. So follow the market.
All right, yeah, I think we do need to watch how this horse Archimedes goes down to the start because he can sweat up quite badly. Let's see what we're doing in terms of selections over here. It's the first leg of the pick 6 and Darren Burrows has gone 1 and 10. So Archimedes and number 10, You're My Sunshine. Wide in leg 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 and 12. By 1, 2, 4 and 7. By Banker 1. By 2, 4, 5, 6 and 8. By 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 9. 10% rather. As we try that again, it's going to give you 196 Rand. So 196 Rand, 10%, something you can work with. I think it's going to pay to follow this pick 6 and you need to be on by 1:30. The first jackpot starts now in race number 5. Just another reminder about our social media platforms. So the strap's up on your screen. You can jot that all down. It'd be lovely to chat with you. Obviously, we're trying to find you a few winners. It's been a tough card. I'm sure many punters probably would have by now hopefully had their structures in place. But yeah, let's see what we can find you going forward from this particular race. Race number 5. It's open. I don't like the look of this particular race. That's why I've got the experts here. Number 12, Demo Star, 7-2. Number 1, Heart of Eternity, 9-2. The 2, Count Your Chances, 5-1. And it's 11-2 and better bar those. Darren, what can you tell us? Because I've had a good look at the race and I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but I can tell you this horse, A Touch of Sugar, is probably the horse to beat. Now, her form lines of her penultimate start and the run before that have stood up nicely. Last time out, they tried her over 2,000 meters. She doesn't stay more than a mile. So the drop back in trip, I think she's going to run in the first 3. I make her danger. Her stable companion, Damo Star, not disgraced on debut, beaten 6 lengths by Zanovi, got the draw in her favor, can improve. And of the rest, maybe Tsitsi Karma Pearl with the apprentice allowance, fair last effort.
Yeah, look, I can tell you off the bat that they do think a little bit about this horse, Damo Star. Thought that first one maybe a little bit below expectation. But let's see how she goes. Obviously a 2-year-old taking on older company, never easy. Daryl, what do you like over here? A lot of these horses are already in their place.
Yeah, Brandon, can you give Mr. or Ashley Fortune a phone call, a live phone call, and ask her which one she's favouring?
We can do that.
I'd love to know, because I'm in Damo Star's camp. Because she is a 2-year-old, everything she meets over here is exposed and moderate. They're certainly not going to Hollywood. So I think with that 4 kg weight for age allowance, 2 draw, open to improvement. We know she's a sister to Feather Boa. Let's see how Lincoln Navigator went at Greyville yesterday, if he managed to frank that form. But there was a horse that finished behind her in We Are the Logans. They came out and ran second in her next start. Who did she run second to? We Are the Logans. Pontiac.
Yeah.
And that form's represented by Archimedes in the previous race. Anyway, so Damo Stars are going to be my clear-cut first pick. I got healthy respect for the stable companion, A Touch of Sugar. I also believe she's much more effective over this trip, and the form line has stood up because Radu and Convocation have won from there. Convocation's won 2. So I'm only going the 2 runners, 3 and 12.
All right, yeah. That's Damo Star. Great to have DJ Jazzy D and his family obviously supporting racing in a big way. Let's hope that Damo Star can get the job done. Let's go and look what we're doing in terms of selections over here. It is up on your screen at the moment. It's the first jackpot, and Daryl Marie loves the jackpots. He's gone 3 and 12 in the first leg, so a touch of sugar and Damo Star, both trained by Ashley Fortune, by 1, 2, 3, 6 and 9, by 1 and 2 by Field. Only going to cost you 160 Rand. It is over 1400 meters and you need to be on by 2:05. So we move along to the second jackpot, race number 6. I see Cleaver Green number 7 is your favourite, weak favourite, 4-1. 2 Under Your Spell, 6-1. 1 Supreme Warrior's gone 13-2. And it's 7-1 in better bar those. Darren, what do you like over here? Under Your Spell, great to see that Donald Geertsen gets the ride. He's doing so well for Sean Terry at the moment. Cleaver Green, a horse that's got ability. Supreme Warrior, for me, also a big runner.
Supreme Warrior is a massive runner here. You know, he ran second last season in the Guineas, where he was completely out of the weight of his rating. He showed that he's got a lot of class. He had a break. That comeback run in December was a cracking second to Taikanaut. Then he came to Cape Town, 5 lengths, Give Me a Prince. And then third behind Princess Keller. He's a top horse. He's got the draw in his favour, hard up on the outside. Under Your Spell, now the drop-in chip's not going to be a concern because she's a grade 1 winner over 1200 meters. And she only got 54 kilos to shoulder. She's got to be competitive. Smorgasbord, got ability, nice return to form last time out. Cleaver Green hasn't been seen for over a year. So I would like to see how he goes. And I'm expecting improvement from Shoemaker.
Yeah, it's great to have Shoemaker back at the races. I think in terms of ability, he's got it all. He's come back from the unkindest cut of all. And yeah, I mean, he's a top horse. Let's see what the gelding has done to him, Daryl, because we know he's got the ability. He just needs to put it together.
He's got the ability, he's got the class, he's going to race fresh, even though it's not his optimum trip. He's going to be quicking up smartly, and I can see him getting there. My top pick has to be Supreme Warrior. I know he's not well weighted over here, Brandon. He's 2.5 kilograms out with the filly Maharani. But this horse up the turffontein straight is deadly. He's a high-class individual. He's got that outside bank. He can quicken up smartly. So I'm leaning towards him over Shoemaker. Maharani, at her best, she's capable because she's weighted to win this event. Just needs to get a clean break. Under Your Spell, you can never lead out. So Supreme Warrior over Shoemaker, that's the way I read it.
Yeah, perhaps you don't want to leave out Hit 'em Hard Sunshine either, because I think he just went a bit flat on them last time out, but he's also got the ability to win a race of this nature. Let's go and see what we're doing in terms of selections for this particular race. Darren Burrows has given us an all to come. He's gone race 6, number 1, Supreme Warrior Place. So race 6, number 1, Supreme Warrior Place. On to race 7, number 1, Shangani to win. I like that all to come. Perhaps we'll give that a full go. Race number 6 goes off at 14:40. It's over 1160 meters, and it also starts jackpot 2. The delayed running of the World Sports Betting Gold Ball. It's a grade 3 event over 3,200 meters. As we know, this particular race was supposed to happen as the last race on Champions Day, but the weather really set in. There was lots of lightning and big storms around, and they took the option of moving this race to today. So wonderful, and let's see how they go. I mean, Shangani, many people were looking forward to wrapping up a few doubles on Champions Day with Shangani, and you're getting 15-10 about him for race number 7. Nebraska has been added into the race. He's at 28-10, and you can pretty much write your ticket about the rest of them. I'm going to start with Darren Burrows. Darren, what do you like over here? Well, obviously big Champions Day, Shangani, but now that Nebraska has been added into the race, is that going to probably sway you a little bit?
Not at all. I still fancy the chances of Shangani. You know, I thought he was still in need of that second run after a lengthy layoff last time behind Nebraska. He was never traveling as well as he usually does because I think he was just under pressure and he was giving Nebras 2 kilos, whereas now he meets Nebras level weights and he's having his peak run. So Shangani probably go to the head of affairs or sit handy and hopefully hold up at the top of the straight for as long as possible and maybe fight them off, because I really believe he's the best horse in the race. Now, Nebras, he ran a week ago. That was a hard race. He's now stepped out a week later over 3,200 meters. I make him the main danger, but I thought Shangani worth a bet.
15 to 10. I like that fighting talk. The upside, obviously, with this race being moved, is Tony Peter got an added week to obviously help Shangani, and I'm sure all the preparation will be spot on over here. Daryl, what can you tell us about the race? Just off the bat, I was down at the start with Nebras last time out, and he was sweating badly. I am concerned a week later.
Yeah, but you know, Mr. Terry's certainly not going to let this horse line up if he hasn't taken that race well. The upside is that Tony's had an extra week with Shangani. The downside is now Nebras is in this event, whereas a week ago he wouldn't have to compete against Nebras. And I feel that's a little bit unfair from our point of view on Shangani's connections, because this race wasn't abandoned, it was postponed. So in my opinion, the exact same field should line up unless you want to take yours out. But I mean, it's certainly in the favour of Shangani. I thought he was very gutsy last time out. He was coming back at Nebras. I think a lot is in his favour, because the balance of the field are under sufferance. And you know, I know he's got a big weight to shoulder, but this horse over 2 miles on the standside track is exactly what he's looking for, and he's at his best. So 1 from 2. I'm not leaving Nebras out. You know, he's more than capable, but certainly I'm in Shangani's camp.
All right, yeah. Look, Daryl, shrewd man, Daryl. Nebras got added into the race. He got a better price, Shangani. So he'll be more than happy with that. Don't you worry. Take the 15 to 10 all day, because on Champions Day you were getting 8 to 10 Shangani. And I think the safe route is you need to chuck in Nebras. I'm just worried about this run a week later. All right, let's go and see what we're doing in terms of selections. Darren Burrows, he's gone straight. Short and sweet, Shangani. 15 to 10. Let's have a strike. 3:15 is the off time, and it's over 3,200 meters. The penultimate on today's 9-race program is race number 8. It goes off at 15:50. It's over 1,000 meters. The betontab.co.za fillies and mares 90 handicap, and your favorite Civil Princess, number 8 at 22 to 10. The 5 Razara has gone 4 to 1. 6 Wings of Nike at 5 to 1. And it's 11 to 2 and better bar those. Darren, what do you like in this particular race? I've obviously got my preferences. I think we've all got preferences in the racing game. Down the straight, middle outside is probably where you want to be in terms of draws. That one draw a concern for you?
Not really, being an 8-horse field, and Keegan loves the outside rail. So I'm sure if she shows the natural speed, he'll slowly come across the track. On her debut performance, that was a solid win. I thought she won with a ton in hand. Last time out, never in the race. They obviously found an underlying problem that she's been off since the 9th of Feb. It wouldn't surprise me to see her come back with a bang. I thought the horse to beat was Rosara. She blew her race at the start last time out on the inside track, and she just couldn't reel in the leaders. If she jumps on terms, just sits off the pace, I think she could run well. Vivacious Spirit's not out of it. Wings of Nike's got a chance. A couple with chances.
It's not an easy race. I think tactics is going to play a big part over here. Let's see if Daryl Marie can help us. Daryl, Civil Princess, May Queen, Rosara, Wings of Nike, they're all horses that are knocking and must have some sort of a chance.
Yeah, I find this a very difficult race, Brandon. There is one filly in here that could be well ahead of the handicap, and that is Civil Princess. But things didn't really work out last time out, so we can't go into a race like this with a lot of confidence, because she comes off a bad run. The one draw is not giving me extra confidence in enhancing her chances. So I'm leaning towards something drawn up against the outside because that's just the way I read races now. It's the place where you want to be. Big-eyed girl, I know she's got more respiratory problems than what I have, but you can see her ratings come down nicely. Her latest one was off an 84. She's now off an 83. So I think she's going to be very competitive. Gavin, hard up against that outside fence. Could be the one to catch, but yes, a very tricky race. I can't help you over here, Brandon. Sorry. What do you like?
No, look, I think it's a very difficult race. There's no doubt. I'm probably going to pull your trump card. No comment. It's probably the way we got to go. No comments. It's a very difficult race. I think by this time, if you're up a few rand, perhaps you maybe want to focus on swingers, quartets, see what you can do. Let's go into those selections and see what we're going to do over here for race number 8. We're going to take a double. Darren Burrows suggested double. We go 2, 5 and 8. So Vivacious Spirit, the 5 Razara and the 8 Civil Princess, and the last race being 1 and 5. That'll be race number 9. 6 rands all it's going to cost you. Maybe take that a few times and let's hope. All right, so we're on to the lucky last, and this will obviously be the 9th and final. It's off at 4:30, all things being equal. 1,000 meters will be the trip, so we're down the straight out at Turffontein. The next Turffontein race meeting will be Sunday, the 14th of May. It's a fillies and mares 74 handicap, and the market has Insatiable as your favourite at 15-4. You're getting 5-1 the 4 Samoa, 6-1 the 1 Dancing Dora. Let's go to Darren Burrows. Darren, what do you like for the last race? I mean, Dancing Dora off air, you were telling me is a big runner over here.
I think she's an each-way play, Brandon. I'm expecting her to improve. You know, she went a couple of wins on the trot, then she lost her way a little bit. I think she's recapturing her best form. You know, 7 lengths off, 4 lengths off, 3 lengths off, 1 runner, 1 winner from her last form line, drawn middle outside. I think we're going to see a much improved run. By no means a good thing. You've got to include horses like Looking Hot, Clean Living off her current rating, Samoa and Insatiable with a new stable.
Yeah, look, Gavin Larena gets to ride Dancing Dora for Fani Bronkhorst, and one of these days going to bounce back to form. There's no doubt she's got the ability to win a race of this nature. Daryl Marie is also going to tell us about his selection. I mean, Insatiable, obviously a horse we need to respect here. Daryl, now with Tony Peter. You like a bit of Splendid Season. Can you tell us why?
I think she's off a very competitive mark over here, and she's drawn towards the outside. The pace is on the outside with Insatiable, so if she can run Insatiable down, I don't know, but I do believe she'll run into the money. So I suggest an each-way bets on Splendid Season in a very open race.
Just quickly, I mean, how well is Tony doing? He deserves all the credit he gets because he's been in the game pretty much since he left school, and horses are running for him at the moment.
Yeah, he's got a great grounding, obviously attention to detail, and they get the best out of their horses, get them very fit, feed them well. So good luck to Tony.
And just on that note, obviously for Dennis Schwarz as well, it's great to see that he's been given this opportunity by Tony Peter and the family, and we wish them all the best. They've got Insatiable over here. Let's see what we're doing in terms of selections for the lucky last. I see Daryl Marie suggesting a nice place bet on number 9. That'll be Splendid Season in the silks of Davy Shaw. And if you're going to follow Darren Burrows, Darren likes a bit of number 1 Dancing Dora as he's placed strikes. So if you want to follow the guys, it's entirely up to you. Dancing Dora and Splendid Season to close off proceedings. Thanks to everybody. Hope that you've had a wonderful weekend. We'll chat in the new week, and looking forward to that. From all of us here at Weighted to Win, bye-bye.